Hey, hey, hey. Okay, we're live. I'm sorry, I'm about 3 minutes late. I do apologize. We were working hard, trying to do some ad creation with one of our members. So that's always fun, right? Today, I'm going to talk about lead generation organically through Facebook, right? And I did say if you've got the time to do this, this is kind of my specialty is working and networking through Facebook. I'm going to show you all the nooks and crannies and all of the little places that you can capitalize on your branding. And when you have a polished brand on Facebook, it's easier to network with people. Okay. So I'm going to show you all that today. Give me 1 minute here to get some certain pages up on my Facebook so I can share screen with you. And then I'll bring you right into my world and show you how I rock and roll. How about that? All right. Let me close a few things because I got a lot going on here. You know, I end up with a lot of tabs sometimes. How about you? All right, so here we go. Let me see one more time. Let me get to where I want to be for the second one. Okay. All right. Just a few more clicks. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. So now, if you were starting out, for example, just with your real estate business, and of course, sometimes on a shoestring, that's how we get started, isn't it? All right. So Facebook is absolutely one of the greatest places where you can start with nothing and develop a sphere of influence. That's one of the first things your broker probably talks to you about is solicit your sphere of influence. Well, sometimes, you know, people come into this business and they don't really have a large circle, right? Or maybe you've had to relocate from your market area and had to start all over, right? Or maybe you took some time off for the pandemic and you're finding it's getting a little bit difficult to get up and running again. All right. So the tricks I'm going to show you here are going to be some organic methods, right? This isn't something that I necessarily do on a consistent basis for myself because I have other pillars of my business that produce for me. That's why I said, if you've got the time, there's one way to do things, and that's if you've got no budget, you've got to have a lot of time because you're doing things bootstrapped, right? You're doing things on a limited budget, so you've got to invest your time. When you've got more budget to work with, then you can control your time a little bit better and not necessarily have to physically do some of these things anymore, right? But when you're just starting out, or if you've got to develop a sphere of influence, I'm going to show you an organic method to really get started, okay? So I'm going to share screen here real quick, and I'm going to take you down Facebook alley here. All right. First thing I want to show you, let me get one of my pages up here, my prime real estate page. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you, I want you to notice that before you even get started networking and social media, you really need to put yourself out there, don't you? If you're a secret agent, all of this activity is being done for nothing, right? Unless you're going to put yourself out there and publicize who you are and what you do. Okay. That's what builds the initial trust factor. Okay. So when you're out there engaging with people, I promise you, the first thing they're going to do is scope out your personal news feed, right? Your personal Facebook page. Okay. And I want to go down here and show you the first thing on the left-hand side. You'll want to take a good look at your profile from your phone and make sure that you see it all looks and displays properly. You've got an area here for your introduction. And go ahead, you've just got a few lines here, that you can put in your elevator speech. Make sure that you put in exactly who you are, what you do, what you stand for, what you resonate with. You know what I mean? This is your message to the world right here. Okay. Make sure that it is public. You see, when I open that up, you've got an option to make your Facebook profile public so that everyone can see that, not just your friends. Okay. And of course, you're going to want to list who you are and what you do here. Now, be careful and lift, if you're not a broker, if you're a broker, it's great. Definitely put your business page in here, right? But if you're a real estate agent, you don't want to list your brokerage here in your bio. You're going to list your personal business page. Your real estate business page should be listed in your bio, okay? And that should suffice for all of the state laws, because when they click on that and they come to your business page, that's when you'll have the proper disclosure for your brokerages and all that in the about section, okay, on your business page. All right. So, because you don't want to drive traffic, to your brokerage page. Okay. So keep that in mind. And then in here, you've also got a space for links. You definitely want to have a link to your website, right? You definitely want to have a link to your Facebook group if you've got one, and hopefully you do, right? All right here in your bio. So when people engage with you, then they instantly have a trust factor for you, because everything is right out there and they don't have to guess who you are or what you're doing, sending them a friend request, right? Okay, so let's keep moving forward. All right. When I want to show you one more little thing here. You'll notice between my business page, right, and my personal page, I've got the same cover letter up here, the same cover photo. Try to keep continuity between your brand and your personal page, okay? Because that's another trust factor, all right? When they land here and they see the other page connects, they're comfortable, instant comfortability for your consumer, right? Build continuity with your brand. Always remember that. You've got an opportunity here to have a little invitation. Let's video chat over coffee, something similar, right? And when you click on the cover photo, you've got a section over here where you have another opportunity to invite them into your world, invite them into your website, right? The cover photo is the most clicked on photo you have on all of your pages. All right. So there you have it. That's one place where you can put a little blip there that drives traffic again to your website. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I'm going to dive deeper now. And if you go into your friends section here, right? This is the place where they show you where your friend requests are, if you've got them. People you may know, right? Facebook already circles you. They already create a sphere of influence for you. 6 mutual friends, 3 mutual friends, 16 mutual friends. I can tell this person knows my family, right? If we've got 16 mutual friends, I can hover over here and I can tell who the mutual friends are. So this person obviously knows a lot of my family, all right? Now, I can hover over here for 6 mutual friends. I recognize these people as realtors. This would be, I circle a lot of realtors these days instead of diving deep into consumer groups and harvesting, or not harvesting, that's such a bad word, or, engaging with consumers, because I've gotten myself to the point where I've got an attraction-based business now, and I don't need to do that anymore. But if you're just getting started, or if you need to build a sphere of influence, like we talked about, if you've relocated, right? These are some activities you can do $0 out of your pocket. Okay. So Again, one thing I would do is find your local housing groups. If you don't have any, make one, right? Start attracting people into groups or start engaging in groups. Okay. When you do that, send a friend request. Okay. Number one, send a friend request. Okay. When you're out and about, you can hover, you can look. If they're local to you, send that friend request. Okay. That's what you're looking to is engage. So the first step needs to be that friend request. Okay. Think about this. All right. Facebook has this whole platform designed so that your Facebook page, your business page, and your personal page work in conjunction with each other. All right. You can't invite someone to your business page unless you have a friend, unless you are friends. You can't invite them to one of your groups unless you are friends with them. Okay. So the minute you send a friend request to them, hopefully they'll take a look at your profile. And if they were in a community group and they put a post out there that said, hey, I'd love to buy a home, or does anybody have a realtor recommendation? And you know they get slammed with stuff, right? Slammed with recommendations, slammed with private messages. I don't even send a private message most of the time. I just send a friend request, right? So if you're going to rise above the noise, send a friend request. Okay. You know what I mean? It's powerful. It's more powerful than a private message. It's more powerful than posting in the post. It's more powerful than anything, really, because if they accept that friend request, then you're going to invite them into your world. They've come into your world voluntarily. Okay. Now, let me show you. Scroll on down this list to custom lists. Okay. Facebook allows you to create, you've got a tab down here, create list. Okay. Pop over here. Good. All right. Let me back to where I was real quick. Sorry. Okay. Custom lists here. My close friends, you've got the ability right here. So you can create a custom list for local people. This is what I do. Okay. So after they have accepted my friend requests, then I tag them as local. If I know that they're local, I met them in a community group. So I know that they are local. They will go on a local group. I am currently interacting and building relationships with a lot of realtors because I like to coach, right? So I will bring realtors into my world and put them on my custom list of realtors. And of course, there's restricted. If you don't want anyone to see your posts that are not public, you can put them on a restricted list. So if you are posting to your friends, then they won't see that. Okay, same thing with acquaintances. So if you want to post to friends except acquaintances, you can do that too. Okay, let me warn you, however, close friends, make this a very small list because anyone who is on your close friends list, you will see absolutely every single post that they produce. Okay, so they're fair warning. All right, and of course, I have a list for all of my family because they don't need to see stuff that I put out when I invite realtors into my breakthrough group, or if I post a listing to local people. My family in New York doesn't need to see that content. Okay. So this is how you control the content that is displayed and posted on your news feed. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down here and show you real quick. For example, my personal newsfeed. How did I post this morning? This invitation to this live. You can see here that I posted this to realtors only. So only my realtors who are friends with me will see this particular post. Okay. This is a public post. Everyone will see this one. Okay. Scrolling down, I typically post everything public. I know, I'm pretty public. I live pretty out there, but I will, content between certain friends right? Here's certain friends, realtors only see this. Sometimes I'll post stuff to only my family. Okay. So there you have it. That's how you can, make sure that the content you're posting on your personal newsfeed is delivered to only the people who want to see it. Not everybody needs to see your new listing. Okay. Just going to tell you that right now. All right. Now let's take a look at the business page here. Okay. Right here, I can hover here and I can change between my page or myself. Right. So now it looks very much like what a consumer would see. Okay. It's going to see all of my about information here. Of course, I'm linking it again to my website. Again, clicking on my cover letter, my cover photo, gives them my website again and a little blip about a game that I play in my email and invite them into our email list. Okay. And this, on your business page, once they've friend requested you, that's the first thing that you're going to want to do is come over here and invite your friends to like the page. Okay. Even your groups as well. Okay. And that's how you bring them into your world. Now, I want to take you back one more time to the friends section, because this is a great way. Birthdays. All right. Birthdays. Facebook tells you every day, every single day, whose birthday it is today. Make it a habit. Make it a habit. Every day, visit the birthdays in your sphere of influence, right? You can nurture right from your Facebook platform systematically, simply paying attention on their birthday. Go back, take a scroll. Sometimes I'll look at people and I'll think, what the hell am I doing being friends to you, right? If you've never connected with them, you don't communicate with your posts, and you just, it's the perfect opportunity to scrub your friends list. Go ahead and unfriend them if you want to. No one will even know. But here is also an opportunity to edit your list here, right? If you hover, you can visit their profile right here. Excuse me. Come to the friends list, edit the friends list, and you can see she's on my local list here. Okay. That's where you get to the friends list. That's where you can tag them. Sorry. Need to get that out. All right. So that's, you can work your sphere of influence from the birthday list and intermingle with them. Of course, wish them a happy birthday. If I see that they are local, a lot of times I'll jump onto my MLS. I'll search their name in the tax records, see if they're a homeowner. If they're a homeowner, then they go into another database, right? If they're not a homeowner, I'll know that as well. And they can go into the proper group that I want to introduce them to. Okay, so many things that you can do, right? Custom lists, right? Your birthday list, suggestions, scroll through the suggestions, right? And go ahead and extend some friend requests. Put yourself out there. That's how you make it happen. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close shop for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, wait, I do see your question now. Sorry, I'm just bopping in over here. Let me close this up a little bit and stop sharing, and I'll answer some questions. Why can't I invite people here? Okay, I don't understand what you mean. You can't invite people into this group, into the breakthrough group? You should be able to. I'm sorry, I don't know who I'm talking to because your name's not up there. But let's see. And you should be able to invite them into your own personal group. That's really where you're looking to invite people into. Hopefully you've got your own group that you'll be inviting your circle of people into. I'm telling you, it's not rocket science to start a Facebook group. I mean, I've got one and you're welcome to it if you want to find it. It's called It's a Florida Thing, right? And it's my meme account, it's my meme account. But if you're cool, you get invited to that group, that's just where all my cool friends hang out and customers, right? You wanted to share my video. Okay, well, you can't share any video or content from this group outside of this group because this is a private group. If it were a public group, you would be able to share that content, but you can't when it's in a private group. But you should be able to invite people into the group if you click at the top, but they'd have to be personal friends of yours to also invite them into a group. Okay? So good. I'm glad I was able to answer that question for you. Absolutely. You can invite any other real estate agents into this group. I would appreciate it, but only real estate agents. I keep this group pretty tight. I do not let anyone in very few people, like there's one or two people in here who have indicated that they're on their way to get a real estate license. And I know that they are because I'm kind of coaching them along a little bit. I'll let them into the group. But typically, if it's a mortgage lender or a title company, I don't. I keep this group pretty tight. Okay. It won't allow you to. Okay. Well, I'll need to look into that. You might want to check your settings. You should be able to, let me see. I'm going to share screen real quick. One more time. Okay, you should be able to see my screen. I'm going to come over here to this group, right? You should be able to click here, invite Facebook friends. You should be able to just click right here. Now notice also you can invite by email. So if you had someone's email address, and who doesn't have a customer's email address, right? When you get a new client, drop their email address. You don't have to search for them on Facebook if you've got their email address to invite them into one of your groups. You can do it that way as well. But it should be fairly simple. Just invite your friends. And I'll tell you what, if you're trying to do it on your desktop, you see this happening here. I think Facebook has a glitch. So you see it's not even populating for me on the desktop here. But when I jump on my cell phone and try and do this, boom, it all populates my friends list and I can easily invite. So if you're having trouble, do try it from your cell phone, okay? If you're trying to do it on your desktop and it's not allowing you to, okay? Sometimes Facebook just has glitches all the time, don't they? All right. Okay. All right. So I think I've touched on a lot, unless you've got more questions. When we're talking about just trying to expand your audience, we're talking about, honestly, just getting out there and meeting people, right? So the best way to meet people is just extend that friend request. All right. But get in there and have meaningful conversations in some of your community groups. And that's who you invite into your world. Don't just spam anyone. All right. Don't just go spamming people. Right. But if you've communicated with them or you recognize them as maybe someone in your community that you want to associate with particularly, absolutely reach out with that friend request. Okay. That's where it all starts. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.